to me, it's to stop the Obama agenda. That's #1 priority. And what I mean by that is to stop the reliance on big government, expanding government, making government the solution to everybody's problem. Right now we have the looming cap and trade bill that Senate is looking at. We have that Mark Schauer voted for. So we have to stop that from occurring because that's a job killer. John Dingell called it a job killer. It's bad for not just manufacturing, it's bad for farmers as well, it's bad for individuals as well. We need to start the process of repealing and replacing Obamacare. We have till 2014 to do that. And in the meantime, until we get a new president, we need to try to weed out the worst offenses that are in it. And then by the time it comes to implementation in 2014, we can stop that and replace it with one that's more conservative, more Republican in nature, that makes sense to everybody here in America, that America can agree upon rather than having it forced down our throats. We need to stop spending. That's job #1. We're spending way too much money. The Chinese are even giving us a hard time about buying our debt. President Obama and Mark Schauer's solution? Well, we'll just have the Treasury Department buy it. That makes sense to me. We print it on one hand and buy it on the other hand. That's a recipe for disaster. We always have to be cognizant of how much we're spending. You know, to me, we're mortgaging my children's future, your children and grandchildren's future, and it's not just some notion out there. We know that we're not going to be a country that's more prosperous and more free, and we're not going to turn over a nation to our children that is more prosperous and more free because we're trying to spend our way into prosperity. It's a failed economic model that hasn't ever worked, and it will never work, and we need to get conservatives back in there to get some right-minded people thinking in D.C. to stop this really radical agenda from remaking America. And that would be my #1 priority.